Good afternoon, boys and girls. Oh, I immediately need to cough. This is no good. I haven't spoken for hours. I've not recorded a video yet this morning. I need powder as well. Goodness me. Oh, it's a long time since I've streamed. I've forgotten the protocol. There you go. Get the shine off the noggin. I'm knocking stuff off the... Knocked Mini Kev down. No good. How are we all? Are we all good? It's been a while, hasn't it? We haven't... It's been a week since we've streamed this save. We're back in the Leamington save today. Sometimes I just get really busy. Really. We have done some Leamington content in the meantime, though. If you haven't seen the matchday vlog from Saturday, it came out on YouTube this morning. You should watch it. It's really good. But before that, we should stream. So let's do a YouTube intro so Chris doesn't yell. The button still doesn't work because I haven't fixed it yet. So that's the button that we want. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Oh, yeah, the horse no-show. Very, very sad. Oh, after such a lovely start to life in the championship, we thought for a minute there we might go back to back to back to back. But some rotten form since. Sees us down in mid-table. We're not even halfway through the season yet. We've got about half the points we need. So let's win a few more games and just avoid relegation. That'll do. We'll take that this year. And there we go, boys and girls. Football. Yay. I'm 10 minutes early. I'm not 10 minutes early. I never say one. I say before one. Exactly. Yeah, the Japanese Pokemon. I need a binder for them. I've still got all my Japanese cards lying around. They were very cool. I have more Japanese cards on the way. So if you enjoyed the Japanese opening, my voice just went then. We've got more Japanese cards coming soon. Exciting news, by the way. This is close to fully oxygenated Kev. I've had my CPAP machine for 2 nights now. The first night was a disaster. I ended up waking up at after 5 hours with a completely blocked nose, and it was horrible. Last night was a little bit better. This is my first cup of coffee of the day, and I didn't even realise it. I didn't have an evening nap yesterday. I think I'm fixed. I'm fully oxygenated, and I'm sleeping like a human being. Wonderful, wonderful stuff. Right, where are we? I think I already summarised in the intro where we are, but let's just get into the nitty-gritty of it, because our league this season, I mean, it started beautifully. We were top of the championship, and not just for a fluke, for a few... Oh, we've had subs come in. Becky, thank you for 14 months, sorry. And Ace B, thank you for 3 months. Much appreciated, both of you. Yeah, it wasn't just that we fluked our way to the top of the league for a few minutes. We were up there for 4 matches, but we are now in freefall, because after our season started so well, it then went really badly, and it's all thanks to Manchester United. We played Manchester United in the EFL Cup. They beat us, and it seems like it's broken us. We've only beaten Forest Green since then. 4 games without a win in the Championship sees us down in 8th place. Still certainly within the playoff mix and well clear of relegation at the moment. And the job is avoid relegation. So I'm not upset just yet. I'm a little bit upset to see Etienne Tipple just sat there. Oh, he's gone to Mönchengladbach, so we're not going to have to see Etienne Tipple all year. That's all right, then. Gilks is 0.01 rating points behind Etienne Tipple in terms of quality. That's how good Amani Gilks is. Smithy, thank you for 11 months. But the job now is to get back to winning ways. We play Portsmouth in a televised football match. Our only one apart from Manchester United this season. Portsmouth are second in the league. We're in rotten form. I'm questioning everything. Maybe the diamond is not the way forward anymore. That seems like madness. We'll figure it out. We'll be fine. Shame we never got a proper do a football chant going. It was one of those things where if Leamington, we were in the Leamington end, if Leamington hadn't have been losing and playing really badly, we'd have got a little bit more giddy with everything. But the home fans were a little bit frustrated with what they were seeing. They've only won 1 in 6 now, I think. They never looked like scoring, and it just... I didn't want people to think I was a wang for bringing a load of outsiders in and singing nonsense. It would have been fine if it was a party atmosphere. We perhaps should have gone up the away end and done a do a football chant. But that would have been that wouldn't have sat right with Leamington. So yeah, I mean, we got a little one going. That's as close as we got, really. Actually, that's not true. There was a better one about 10 minutes earlier. I couldn't get the camera out quick enough. It was a spontaneous one. And I was like, in a little while, I want you to do that again, and I'm going to film it. And when we did it again, it was very half-hearted. But there was a shot from way out that smashed back off the crossbar. And there was a spontaneous do a football chant from all the people around me. And I couldn't get it on film. Because I am not, I've come to realise I'm not a very good vlogger. I forget to get the camera out. I get too involved in what I'm doing. Like the bit, I don't know if it was even mentioned in the video. Chris, did it go in? I don't even know if Chris is here. The bit where I actually met the current manager and had a nice chat with him, had a nice chat with the chairman. It didn't even cross my mind while all this was going on to get the camera out. I'm such an idiot. So none of that went in the video, but it was fun. Anyone who was in the bar after the game and stuck around for a bit, we got to chat with the chairman. That was like the shot that we saw. We got to chat with the chairman. We got to chat with the manager. I got a selfie with the manager. I told him I had managed Leamington for more games than him. He asked me for any tips. I said score goals, do a football, that kind of thing. Rick the Ref, thank you for 15 months if I didn't already say thank you. It was mentioned at the end. Excellent stuff. Did he put the picture in? Because I put a picture on Twitter. I hope he put the picture in, or I'm gonna dock him a month's wages. So it's probably for the best that you tell me the picture went in, even if it didn't. What did Smoothen say that got bleeped? A swear word. Do you need to know the exact one? Is it not sufficient to know that he got a load of mud kicked in his face and yelled out a swear word? Which obviously needed bleeping. And then he got told off for it because the man's a teacher. He did put the picture in. Excellent. Come on, let's do a football here. We're actually out playing Portsmouth, which is nice. I think we needed a week away from the save to recover from the fact that we've been a bit rubbish lately. Don Cannon, thank you very much for the sub. And Dempster, thank you very much for winning that header. Although we have given the ball away immediately, so it didn't exactly work out as planned. But yeah, I've had a busy couple of days. That's why I've not been streaming. Friday, me and Anna had to go to Leicester because her engagement ring has broken again. We've been engaged so long that this is the third time her engagement ring has gone in for repairs and we're still not married. So we had to take that to the jewellers. So we were, which of course meant we were in Leicester. We've hit the crossbar again. We were in Leicester then, so that obviously meant a Wagamama and a tour around all of the comic and nerdy shops that they've got in Leicester. So I was in Leicester all day Friday. Monday, I was at hospital getting the CPAP machine. I don't know, is this a doctor's note or something? Yesterday afternoon, Andy had a medical meeting thing. So yeah, this has been I mean, Dave was at the vets at lunchtime. There was part of me that thought, you know, if he takes a little bit of a while at the vets, I might have to miss another stream, but we are here today. We'll be streaming tomorrow night as well for the network game. And then I don't see any reason currently why we can't do another stream Friday afternoon as well. So we are going to slowly, but I'd say this every week, we're going to get back into the swing of it. At some point, I'll acknowledge the swing of it is I'll do 2 or 3 streams a week, and that's about normal. In my mind, I still stream 5 days a week, and sometimes have to have days off. I don't know if I don't know if there's a single example of me streaming 5 days in a week since FM22's been out. I always start the week with good intentions. Next week, I had 5 streams penciled in, but I've already had to cancel one of them. There'll be no stream on Tuesday because we've got a social worker meeting for Andy. There's always something.
No stream.
Anna's here. Say hello to Anna, everybody. Anna, as you walked in, we got a bit of tongue. Tongue scored as you walked in.
Yeah.
Anna with the tongue assist there. Lovely work. It's a good interception as well. Hooray! Yes, well done. It's mid getting tidied up.
What is on your legs?
What is on my legs?
Yep.
Trousers.
Jeans are on.
Yeah, my jeans are there. These are different trousers. These are streaming trousers.
T-shirts.
Yeah, this has turned into a teenager's bedroom. There's a pair of jeans on the floor. There's a load of t-shirts on the floor. I don't live in this room. This is my workplace. There's a load of Pokemon cards down here.
And the other side.
Yeah, and down that side. There's just stuff everywhere. I need another big tidy up.
We're gonna do that today.
Yeah, and then I ran out of time. Because I finally posted the home shirt that guy won on the charity stream. And the Pokemon tin that we gave away on the box break. I finally did some posting this morning, so that meant with that and the vets, I didn't have time to tidy my room. You what? Yeah, but I still had to do it. I still had to go in and out. It's still a half-hour round trip. Yeah, I am in trousers today, not shorts. I feel a bit dirty because of it, but I'm trying to save my shorts for my holiday. I don't want to soil them. We're going on holiday in like 3 weeks, and I'm already saving my nice clothes because I'm a 9-year-old. Theodros! Penalty saved. Oh, but he did get to the rebound. Will, thank you very much for the prime. Did I propose again? I don't propose every time, no. The CPAP machine is great so far. I've only had 1 cup of coffee today. I'm having it now. I functioned all morning without coffee and without realizing I hadn't had coffee, and I didn't have my 6:30 nap yesterday. So we're doing really rather well after just 2 days, which is nice. To your room, or there'll be no dinner. Well, I make dinner, so I'll have dinner if I want to, because I'm the one who cooks around these parts. What have you got? It's all right. Hand it here. I'll put it on stream so people can see. Oh. Anyone played that yet? The new Lego Star Wars? The Skywalker Saga. Anna's new toy. Did we just get a red card? Rubbish! Well, that wasn't ideal. Switch to that. Three weeks, you don't do your laundry in that time. I have a very specific schedule for when I do laundry. It's called, have I run out of pants yet? And that's the only time I ever do it. I check, and if I've got any pants, then I don't need to do any laundry. At the moment, I still have pants. Now, there's no way of me knowing when I'll run out of pants. I guess I could count them. But that seems excessive. Seems a little over the top. So we'll wait and see. When I run out of pants, I'll wash a load of pants and sling some t-shirts and maybe a pair of trousers in there with him. I thought we took him off. Poor Turguy. I'm sure I took him off, but apparently the red card cancelled the change. That's not ideal. Oh, it'd be even less ideal if we concede here right at the end. We've done very well here. Tapirs, thank you very much for 15 months. Portsmouth, please don't do a football. We really need the goal. We need the points. Who wants to have a guess at how much a pair of jeans, 5 t-shirts and 5 boxers cost me on Jacamo? As a regular Jacamo purchaser, the last pair of jeans I bought on there, I think was £70. Pants, I would assume, let's say £8 a pair. How many pairs of pants? So let's say 3,200 and 5 t-shirts. Was it a pack? If it was a pack of 5, I reckon you spent £125. That's allowing for you maybe to have spent less than me on jeans, because my jeans were excessive. So I'm going to guess £125. £98. Not bad. You're obviously not having the midlife crisis I'm having and didn't feel the need to get Levi's. Which I then ripped the crotch on. This is the reason my jeans are in here. So just before Christmas, we're going to talk about my jeans. They're stuck on my chair. Just before Christmas, I bought a pair of Levi 501s for the first time since I was a teenager because I'm having a midlife crisis. And then just after Christmas, I caught them on a door and had a little split there. And then when I was taking Dave to the vets, bent down to pick up the car park poo that he had to do, and the crotch burst open. This is a £70 pair of jeans that I've owned for 4 months, and it's not like I'm wearing jeans every day. When I'm not leaving the house, I ain't wearing jeans. I don't think these have ever even been washed, and I've already burst the crotch on them. So I think I need to send them back, which is the main reason I took them off and left them in here. What's happened there? The arm's fallen off my chair. Not impressed at all. Right, where were we? Very cross about the jeans. Because I wear shorts or joggers every day when I'm at home. I only put jeans on when I'm going out. So I could probably scroll through Twitter and count up how many times I've worn those jeans, just based on how many times I've been to places since Christmas. Just sew it yourself. Why would I sew it myself? They cost £70 and they're already ripped. That's unacceptable. That is, they're supposed to be, they're described as work pants. They're Levi 501 denim work pants. So they should have lasted a little bit longer, is my point. People wear jeans inside the house. I don't think anyone actually does wear jeans inside the house. That's because of the size of the same problem. Well, then they should charge less if the build quality isn't as good. I had that happen with suit pants before an interview. I didn't get the job. Nice. How was Leamington at the weekend? Did they win? There's a vlog on YouTube that you can watch. Levi jeans have a lifetime warranty. Get them replaced. Excellent. I'm going to have free jeans for life. Like 5 pairs a year if the build quality is that low. It's the first pair of Levi's I've bought in 20 years. I don't think I'll be wasting my money on them again. I'll go back to Giacomo own brand. Because not only did they rip, but people kept taking a mick out me for them anyway, saying they were flares. Someone on Twitter was saying I was bringing back flares. In order for them to fit around my waist, they're going to be a bit baggy on the legs. I am a fat man. I used to... I don't know what that says, but then I just go with the Sesame Street loungewear section on Giacomo and haven't looked back. Oh, you used to wear jeans in the house. I get you. No, I'm usually shorts, sometimes joggers. We've already conceded. This isn't good. After a great victory against Portsmouth, we're now playing Sheffield Wednesday. Sheffield Wednesday top of the league. Hang on. No, Sheffield Wednesday are somewhere in the league. Can't even. Oh, they're just above us. They're in 5th. Sheffield Wednesday are 5th. And we are playing with basically no left back. Gilks is broken. And he's having to play at left back despite being broken because our left backs are dropping like flies. Ah! That was chaos. Absolute chaos. Is that getting disallowed? That should be disallowed. It was disallowed. Good. 7 minutes in, we are struggling. Mainly because we're playing without a left back. Gilks is already broken. He's going to have to come off already. What are we going to do? We're going to have to play somebody out of position at left back. Not quite sure what the solution is here. Oh, good work from Weaver. Warrington! Why are we smashing it into the crossbar so much today? Can we just shoot a little? I've got to take Gilks off. I'm going to break him. Oh, no. Who are we going to play left back? Weaver can just about play there. Shouldn't have started Gilks, really. There you go. We'll do that. Crossbars have magnets. But footballs aren't magnetic! So it shouldn't matter. First time watching on Twitch, not cut up on the limited save. But may as well make a start. That is the right attitude. Welcome along. We have fun here. Welcome along. Although we're not having fun right now because we're losing. Let's encourage. And Portsmouth winning 4-0 away now off the back of us beating them. Shows how well we played in that game. I thought has Weaver picked up a knock as well? Is left back just cursed? Or was it the Sheffield Wednesday player who's injured? There was a red cross in there somewhere. I've played 4 games today, hit the crossbar 26 times. I mean, that feels like it might be a slight exaggeration, but at the same time, it could easily not be. Because I've played Football Manager. Right, we've gone attacking. We're encouraging again. We're playing a right back out of position at left back. And now Warrington is getting tired as well. It's all going wrong. Come on, boys. Come along, gentlemen. At least we've got big Phil Scott at the back with his big head. Just watched the 1-0 win versus Bayern Munich in the Non-League Legend episode. I don't remember any of the context. When did I play Bayern Munich? What game that was? I'm going to need more information. I fully believe I have played against Bayern Munich at some point, but don't remember when. It sounds like the sort of thing I'd do. Ah! Right. Warrington's broken. Dector's going to come on for him. Have I worked out a fix for the Champions League final if I get there? I'm not going to talk about that. Not because I'm being wangy, but because there's no way to talk about it without being spoilery, one way or the other. So the easiest thing to do is just not talk about it, I think. It was when I was managing Norwich a long time ago. Okay, that's why I don't remember it specifically. Okay. Right, here we go. Dector's in. Oh, that's a lovely goal. Have we got another one in us, boys and girls? That would be nice, wouldn't it? We'd love another goal. Logan, thank you for 16 months. Do you want to see something cool I got delivered today? I think it's cool. I got 4 boxes of these. What are these? I hear you cry. These are black ringside collectibles 30-pack display stands for AEW Unrivaled figures. So I am now the proud owner of 120 action figure stands specific to the specific brand of wrestling action figures that I have purchased. Just these. And you can stand your figures on them. Got 4 boxes of them. Imported from America. This is my life now. Now I'm fully committed to being a collector nerd. This is the sort of thing that I buy. I'm genuinely excited. If you haven't watched any of the new collector videos over on what used to be the vlog channel, but is now my nerdy channel, you really should. They're fun. You get to see the nerdy side of me. Talking about Twitter, care to explain the bore job tweet? Anna sent me it yesterday. She just sent me a text with that screenshot saying, got a job for you. And it was mad. If you haven't seen it, let's go find it. It was on, you know, Facebook groups have there's all these little local Facebook groups for local communities and stuff. This was on the Facebook group for where we used to live, which Anna's still a member of because she likes gossip. So someone posted this up on the Facebook group and then screenshot it and asked me if I wanted to do it. Hi, is anyone looking for a part-time job? I need someone to work 3 mornings a week, feeding, cleaning, and collecting semen from adult boars. Full training and all clothing provided. Enthusiasm more important than experience. Male and female applicants welcome. Over 18, please, with some fitness, as lots of walking included. I don't think that's a typo. I think there is walking included. Monday, Thursday, and Friday mornings, transport is essential. Approximately 20 to 25 hours available. Immediate start. For a start, if you're only doing 3 mornings a week, how are you getting 25 hours a week in? They have some long mornings. Obviously, they have an early start. But if you are enthusiastic about boar semen, you don't need any experience, just enthusiasm. If you're enthusiastic, they'll provide you with your clothes, but you do need a car. And they'll give you full training. So, quite apart from anything else, if you've ever wondered how you go about collecting semen from an adult boar, you can get full training and find out if you apply for that job. There was more to it. There was an email address and a phone number attached to it. So if anyone genuinely wants to know. What a job. Went to the entertainment this morning, bought 10 fugglers. The lady behind the counter just gave me a strange look. Yeah, they do that. They're even, not that I want to ruin your day after you've just spent £6 per fuggler. And they're $3.99 in B&M. I noticed that the other day. After I just bought a box full for £6 each, they're $3.99 in B&M. What do I think about Cody Rhodes back to WWE? I mean, it's not exactly a surprise, is it? I'm a big Cody Rhodes fan. I think he's a good fit there. I hope they use him right. They seem to be using him right so far. Seeing him come out to Kingdom at WrestleMania was weird because it's basically a Vince McMahon diss track, but I guess Vince just likes making money and doesn't care. As long as he's making money, doesn't care. So fair play to him. At least he owns it. But it did make me watch a bit of WrestleMania, which I wasn't expecting to do, and it was actually not a bad show. I watched a bit more of it in the end, and I watched his promo on Raw. And I'll probably occasionally see stuff that he does on Twitter. It's not going to make me watch WWE again. I don't even watch AEW Rampage. I don't have time for that. So I'm certainly not going to... I haven't seen the Ring of Honor pay-per-view yet. I haven't seen the New Japan stuff from over the weekend. There's just too much wrestling. So it's not going to make me watch WWE again, but I'll keep an eye on what he does there. Orion Dean, thank you for 3 months. Now, I realise Cody owns the rights to Kingdom. The weird thing was WWE agreeing to play it. Quite apart from anything else, the first line is wrestling, which you're not allowed to say in WWE. Then the rest of the song is a WWE diss track. And it's just, apparently he's a babyface for that. Did I see Logan Paul at WrestleMania? No, I didn't watch Logan Paul. I hear he had quite a good match, but I wasn't going to sit and watch the whole of WrestleMania. I've got a life. I've got better things to do than sit and watch the whole of WrestleMania. So I watched the Cody Seth match. I watched both of Stone Cold segments across the 2 nights. I watched the Becky Bianca Belair match, and that's it. I think I feel like I've seen Roman Reigns Brock Lesnar because I know what their match looks like, so I don't need to watch it again. Having not seen it, I assume it was just lots of suplexes, lots of spears, lots of Superman punches, lots of F5s, and then Roman pinned Brock off the back of one of those finishes. I know how their matches go. I don't need to see it again. I didn't feel the need to see any of the rest of it. Last night went well, didn't it? I tell you what, Nitro. How are you lot fourth? Nitro is a Luton fan, boys and girls. Posh played Luton last night. Luton are pathetic. One of the worst teams I've seen this season. Certainly, I think the first team all year who's come to London Road just to try and avoid defeat. It was baffling. Couldn't break you down at all. We tried. I mean, if that was you try it. First of all, if you can't break Posh down, I go back to how are you fourth in the league? Because we are the worst team in the division by miles. But yeah, it was a weird one. I genuinely thought we might win towards the end, which would have been remarkable. We had a lovely time at London Road last week. Yeah, exactly. That's how you come to London Road. That's why I was so confused about Luton. Bearing in mind, Luton ripped us apart first day of the season. In Luton, it was a demoralising mess. It's one of the reasons our season's gone as badly as it is, because we got an absolute spanking on the first day and have never really recovered from it. But, yeah, it was quite surprising. Well, that is quite a handy 92nd minute winner. I can get on board with that. We're back up into the playoffs as things stand. International break has killed us. Oh, well, should have played a friendly against a local team. A fitness friendly. For a confidence booster. That's what I'd have done. I mean, it's what I did. Where was it? Somewhere in here. There we go. Cadbury Athletic. We played 9-0. That's what you do on an international break. I think all us Posh lovers accepted. Yeah, I mean, yeah. We're just not very good this year. It's fine. Should have played against Flint Mountain. Can only do that with hashtag Keverton. Because they're a local team to them. They refuse to play against teams from too far away. When Jack tried to do a friendly with them, they wouldn't play him. Connor Weaver's got an injury. That's no good. It won't come off of the mountain. My other purchase that's arrived today, by the way, boys and girls. We've had 2 packages. This is why Anna's so cross with me. Packages everywhere. I imagine these will probably go into a YouTube video at some point. They chucked in a couple of free packs of... my justice on that side. No. I got chucked in a couple of free packs of Brilliant Stars because the delivery of these was late. They missed launch day. But I got a couple of the Pikachu V boxes that came out last week. And then this one, which I will be reviewing on the channel. I got the 2022 version of the Pokemon Battle Academy, which the original version of the Battle Academy I bought for my kids like a month ago. They took it back to their mum's house and they've been playing loads of Pokemon. So I'll probably just give them that. We'll do a little review of it and then I'll give that to them as well. But quite a cool way to get into Pokemon TCG. But yeah, I've got 2 packs. Should we open these up now? Might as well. We've got the overhead camera. Couple of freebies. Love a freebie. Why is it upside down? Oh, it's not. Did that flip? Right. So we have 1, 2. Obviously, we have to open the Charizard pack second. We're only opening these 2. This isn't becoming a Pokemon stream. But they're packs that are just sat there, and we might get something cool. You never know. I do like to get something cool. Are we getting anything cool out of these? Come on, give me something cool. Oh, I tell you what, that's quite... Oh! Now that card, that's actually worth quite a lot of money. Hold on. Ah! Just, I need sleeves. I wasn't ready for this. This wasn't part of the plan. That needs a sleeve. It needs a top loader. We need to find out how much that's actually worth. I think that's like 20 or 30 quid's worth of card there. Which basically pays for the entire box. If I sell that on eBay, which I probably will, because I already have it. We also got a trainer gallery card, which is nice as well. This is why Pokemon cards are so much fun. It's just it's a way for me to do FIFA Ultimate Team all year round, but you actually get some value from it. We'll open the other pack in a minute. So I realise some of you could not care less. I'm not going to push it down your throats too much. I actually want to find out how much this one is worth. I'm going to withdraw him from the squad because he was injured. So Brilliant Stars, Ultra Ball, 186 of 172. I always had a heart attack when I saw that price. So if it gets graded as a 10, it's worth over £400. But just for a standard loosey-goosey card, between £30 and £50, that card, by the looks of it. That'll do, won't it? That'll do very nicely. Chris, we need to pull that out as a clip. We need to put that somewhere. That needs to be content for somewhere, somehow. Very impressed. Archduke Melon, thank you very much for 22 months. That is very cool. Thank you very much, Magic Madhouse, for sending me a couple of free packs. They'll be furious. Should I sell the card back to them? So to buy that card off of their website is £35. I'm going to buy the card back off me, Magic Madhouse. It was a free pack that you sent me because my order was late. Beautiful. Right, Gilks is still not fully fit. We'll open the other pack after this match. Please don't get me back into trading cards. Look, I don't know what to say. I am all in on trading cards at the moment. I've got the Pokemon stuff. I've got the new DC trading cards that launch next week. I've got a whole bunch of those pre-ordered that apparently have an NFT element to them as well, which I don't really understand. I don't really care about the NFT side of things. I just think the cards look cool. But I'll try and figure out NFTs to understand it as well. Mr. Gavlar, thank you very much. I'm looking to try and get some football cards. I'm obviously going to do the football stickers for the World Cup, like I do every World Cup and every Euros and just any excuse, really. But I'd quite like some trading cards. But all the good ones seem to be in America, and trying to import them costs a few quid. Obviously got the wrestling cards as well. I'm all in on cards at the moment. Mainly because I think I finally found some, because I am a collector at heart. I've always loved my action figures, my pop vinyls, my toys. You can see from behind me, I love to collect things. But I have a really small area to put stuff now. I've got my storage unit where a lot of my action figures and toys are. But the stuff that's actually around my office is really small. And trading cards are really small. So I can store them easily. Panini scorecards. I was looking at them on the Panini website. We just had a goal. I had just scored. Beautiful. I almost bought some Panini scorecards yesterday. But I was just They're probably a little bit out of date now, aren't they? Tops are replacing Panini for the World Cup. Are you serious? Panini aren't doing a sticker album. Did our goal get disallowed? I mean, it's all bad news all at the same time. What am I looking for? Yes. Oh, their goal was disallowed as well. So I almost bought a couple of boxes of these. So they've got the Prism ones, but they're from last season. But then they've got this season. Probably show you this free kick. Yeah, wish I hadn't. Then we've got this season. So you can get a box of... Is this a box of 20 packs? How many packs are in here? 10 packs? 20 packs? I'm not entirely sure. Box of 20 packs for £60. But I don't know if they're any good. Plus, we're nearly at the end of the season. So do I wait until next season? So tops is for the Euros, Panini stuff, the World Cups. Okay. That makes me feel a little bit better. Because I've had Panini sticker albums for the World Cups since 1990. I can't imagine a world... Basically, it's not the World Cup if I don't have a Panini sticker album. It just wouldn't be right. Whereas I don't really care that much about the Euros. Yeah, I've seen Panini have got a Road to the World Cup set, which I didn't get. I didn't want to get stung twice. But as soon as the proper World Cup set launches, I'll be all over them. I finished an album for the first time for the Euros. Last summer was the first time I ever finished a Panini album, and I was delighted. So I'm going to finish it. I'm going to finish it again. That's my new thing. Right, come on, chaps. We need a goal. A football goal, specifically. If we could muster one up from somewhere. How much do I spend on Panini stickers every World Cup? I mean, more now than I used to, because now I'm a stupid idiot. I probably spent... I got 2 or 3 boxes last time, so £200 or £300, I guess. And then bought some singles to finish the collection off. That is a clever free kick. Oh, too much money. I would recommend it because I enjoy it. I don't know. Would you enjoy collecting stickers? I guess is the answer to that. If you enjoy collecting stickers, then yeah, I'd recommend it. If you're not bothered, then it's a lot of money. Can we get a commentary team of the network game for the England versus US World Cup match? That's an important goal. If it stands, the referee is not fingering himself. We're good. I don't know. I imagine not, because I can't speak for everybody. I'd quite like to, watch it rather than be working through it. Obviously, if Twitch are listening and want to make the 4 of us an offer to have the game stream live on Twitch with the 4 of us doing a commentary, I'm sure if the price is right, we'll be persuaded. But just in general, I'd rather just watch it. 1 box should complete a book. If it doesn't, you've been ripped off. That's not how it works, though, is it? They did, for the Euros, have that special big box, the extra big box you could get from Panini, which would finish a book, but I didn't get that because it kind of defeats the object. If you're just transferring stickers from a box into a book, knowing that you're going to complete the book, it kind of ruins the chase and the fun of it. So I bought the normal retail boxes that don't guarantee finishing the book, and will do so again because I want the chase and the fun. It's the same reason I don't really buy pop vinyls on the internet. I prefer to hunt them out in shops and Comic-Con and stuff. But then I do buy my wrestling figures on the internet because I want to have them all. So I guess it depends what I'm collecting. I proposed a network game for the day after. Either way, that'd be fun. I mean, that's a possibility. The other thing, of course, is when is Football Manager going to release? It's difficult to plan any... What is going on out there? Got a monsoon going on all of a sudden. It's come over really dark and it's absolutely rattling down with rain. It's coming in diagonally. I need to shut my window. Weather! Blooming weather! Right, Gilks has been injured lately, so he can withdraw as well. Am I going to Comic-Con in London in May? Yes. Yes, I am. I'm doing a panel there as well on the Sunday. I'll be doing the neurodiversity panel again, which I've done the last 4 Comic-Cons. Yeah, I'll be there for the full 3 days. Although Friday's going to be a challenge because the new expansion of Pokemon comes out on the Friday while I'm in London, and I've ordered loads of it. I've got loads of it coming, so I can do videos, and I'm not going to be here. So short stay will take him in. It's actually hail out there now. Short stay will take him in because he'll be sat here with Andy, but I'll probably have to buy some down there and do an unboxing in my hotel room or something. It was bright sunshine here less than an hour ago. When I took Dave to the vets, I didn't take a jacket. Early weather report. That's throw the schedule out for the afternoon. I know, I'm sorry. It was forced upon me. I'm fiddling with this and I should stop because I'm going to ruin it. I need to put it to one side because I already have that card in my binder, I think. We're now checking the binder. But I think I already have it. Are you in here? You'll be near the back. I thought I had it anyway. Maybe I don't. Oh no, I do have it. It's already there in the binder, so I already have one. So that one will be going on my eBay store. So I need to not wreck it. I did enjoy Leamington on Saturday. We had a lovely day. Shame about the result. But they did a nice cheeseburger with a load of fried onions, so that made up for it. And a can of 7-Up. I love a can of 7-Up. We want a penalty here. I think we have. Simon, thank you very much for 10 months. The Eagles is in. What is it with us missing penalties today? Oh, blimey. That was nearly more chaotic than that one we conceded the other day. That nearly bouncing off the other player. Did I change my background? What? This, as in what's behind me? Is that what you mean? No? I don't think so. Not significant changes. This Batman was there, but I had to take it down because the camera kept focusing on it. Same with Stone Cold Steve Austin. I had to move him because the camera kept focusing on it. That's a lovely finish. But there's nothing major that's changed there, I don't think. Stuff occasionally swaps around. Like, I've got a couple of Pokeballs back there now. And a Bulbasaur that I bought the other day in Leicester. But it's nothing majorly changed. It's still mainly wrestlers and pop vinyls and comic books. Sorry about the loss at Leamington. I won't come to the next one. I'll leave my curse at home. Yeah. Leamington was fun. I managed to do my goal and get in the vlog. Shame I had to go as soon as the match finished. Ooh. Yeah, you are now a star of YouTube. Oh, my mouse button has stopped working again. Why does it do this partway through a stream? There we go. Now it's working again. Smashing. We should probably put that trainer gallery card in a thing as well. Ah! Your wife fell down the stairs and hurts. I hope she's okay. That's always a scary phone call to get. I remember back when I was married, my wife at the time, it was when Amy was a baby, fell down like 4 or 5 steps at the top of the stairs whilst carrying Amy as a baby. And I got a phone call at work saying she was on the stairs, she'd fallen, she couldn't move, she'd hurt her back, and she'd managed to put Amy on the landing, but Amy was kind of on the landing being a baby while she was stuck on the stairs, unable to move because she'd fallen and, like, I don't even know what she'd caught a nerve in her spine or something, and she wasn't, like, injured. It wasn't a long-term injury thing, but goodness me, I've never driven home from work faster. With visions of Amy finding a way to wriggle past her and fall down the stairs. That wasn't fun. I think she did it on purpose. Only twisted ankle at the end. Wow. Did I go below 100? Probably not. It's the most dangerous thing I've ever driven. At the time, I was working in an estate agency, and we had a... Like, if you were the top salesperson that month, you got to drive the like, top salesperson of the month car for that month. We all had company cars. But if you were the top person that month, you got to trade your BMW 3 Series in for a Z4 for the month. So I had the Z4 at that point. And I'm pretty sure there were some roundabouts where we didn't make much contact with the road. I razzed that thing home very, 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 very quickly. And then, of course, once I got home, I'm there thinking, I've got to get to hospital. I'm in the Z4. How am I getting these people to hospital? And we had to go, I think she had a Yaris. So I had to drive her to hospital in a Yaris with the girls in the back. It wasn't ideal. But yeah, it was quite fun driving home pretending I was in a Batmobile. Any tickets? No. No, touch wood. I've been driving for 20 years and never had a ticket. But I should have got one that day. I drove like a maniac. With good reason, I would like to say. Don't drive like a maniac, but in the circumstances, I think I probably had good reason. But yeah, goodness knows how I made it home without crashing. Right, let's open this other pack of cards, shall we? See if we can get a pull as good as that last one. So, additional... It's the only other one. We only had 2 packs. Don't worry, it's not turned into a Pokemon opening stream. As I said before, these are a couple of packs that were sent to me by the lovely people at Magic Madhouse because they couldn't get my pre-order out to me on launch. So to apologise, they sent me a couple of freebie packs with my order, which was nice. See, that one's not as impressive, is it? When you get a trainer gallery card and a secret rare in the first pack, the second pack's never going to be as good. Big shame. But let's get rid of that. Right, can I open this window again? It's getting hot in here. I think the rain has stopped and the sun is out again. I know you've had the weather twice now, but it is now bright sunshine and the rain is gone after that ridiculous monsoon that we just had. British weather, eh? Right, the 50 best players in the world. Are any of these our boys from Earth 1? Adiemi's on there. That PSG in this world. All of the new gens will be different players because the split happened so long ago. Tamang's still at Watford in this universe. Hello. What have we got over here? Sergio Delgado at Liverpool. So in this universe, he went to Liverpool really young. So he's 21 now. He's been there 5 years. So he went there young. And is rattling in the goals for them. So he must have been created just as the split happened. I'm not sure what year the split in the two saves happened, but Delgado is there and is at Liverpool. Any more? Michele, the left back. Never made it to Manchester United and didn't get his loan at Norwich in this world. Well, there you have it. So some guy called Mbappe is the best player in the world, apparently. Do I have a spare 264 million knocking around? Once I've sold that Ultra Ball, maybe. You never know. Why is my game so fast? Because I have a monstrous PC. Allingham, it's Liverpool, not City. See, I'm not going to remember who Allingham is or where he is. Your memory for these things is better than mine. Just started a new save at Leipzig. I can only buy from other RB teams or develop youth. Nice. Pick up Delgado after selling an Ultra Ball. Yeah, exactly. I think that's fair. Right. Give these boys pats on the head. Would you rather have Delgado or a bit of tongue? I know which I'd rather have. He's worth 1.6 million. For a Leamington player, that's a lot of money. I got a MacBook Pro with the M1 Max after using an old MacBook for 8 years. Oh my God, I didn't know if M could run that fast. Yeah. When I've got the Mac Mini with the M1 chip, and I didn't know videos could render as fast as that. That M1 chip is pretty tasty. And the setup is so cheap as well. It's like £600 for the Mac Mini. I think 600 or 800. I can't remember exactly what it is. But so much cheaper. It renders video faster than this £3,000 PC does on a £600 Mac or an £800 Mac or whatever the price. I can't remember how much a Mac Mini is. Either way, it handles video better than my PC does, which is nuts. Right, let's do another football, shall we? Because we are creeping back up the league again, which is very nice to see. Where's my hipster water? There it is. I will hydrate. Lovely stuff. Just watch the Leamington vlog. No burger review. No, I didn't want to touch my camera with mustard fingers. We got a review of the chips and cheese from Alfie. MacBook Pro with the M1 Max wasn't that cheap. No, I was looking at getting a new MacBook Pro because mine's old. 5 or 6 years old now. Battery efficiency is insanity. Playing FM for 2 hours and it takes like 20% battery. Nice. Yeah, I was toying with, before, basically at the start of the year, I was toying with the idea of either getting a new MacBook Pro or getting a Chris, and I decided to get a Chris instead. So if I was like, because we've got Disneyland coming up and a few other bits and pieces where, like Comic-Con, where I want to be able to edit video on the move. So it was a case of I sat there on our forest holiday thing in December trying to edit on my old MacBook Pro, and after using the M1 Mac Mini for so long, it was painful. So I either needed a new MacBook Pro so I could edit properly on the go, or I needed someone that I could just send all the files to and not worry about it. So rather than getting a MacBook Pro, I got a Chris instead. Posture check. There we go. Oh. Feel like you need better context, Kev, seeing as Jack managed to get a desk for a couple of sponsor sections if he likes the desk. I was offered standing desk sponsorship. What company was it with? Probably the one who offered it to me. They didn't make big enough desks. I don't think his is a fully desk, is it? There was a company who approached me about flexi spot. Yeah, it was some company I'd never heard of like that who offered me one, and they were just too small. My desk is 180 centimeters wide, I think. That was the size of the one I had before. It's the size of this one. I need to fit all of my bits and bobs on it, and the company that approached me about standing desks only went up to, I think, 120. And I mean, do I look like a child? I needed a grown-up's desk, so I politely declined them. And I hope they're paying him as well. Because I would have wanted the desk and some money. I'm not just, you know, what do they think this is? How cheap do they think an ad spot is on my channel? The Mac Studio looks really nice. Yeah, I can't imagine a reason where I'd need a Mac Studio. Maybe if I wanted to start doing everything in 4K. The better borough prevailed on Saturday. Well, there's only one borough though, isn't there? Do you mean bruh? Bruh beat borough. So I remember that happening. But I'm pretty sure there was only one borough involved. We are indeed doing a football. We just needed to restart the game, clearly. We've had 3 streams in the championship now. One where we won every game, one where we lost every game, and now this one we're back to being good again. But we are back up to second in the league as it stands, which is quite a pleasant spot to be in, if you ask me. Come on then, let's have another one. Oh, look at this. This is good football. That's very nice football. QPR sense posh mentality and knew they were defeated. Yeah, exactly. I maintain, can we play you every week? If the championship was just full of QPRs, posh would be champions. And so would Leamington, it seems. And Gilks is injured again. Our left backs are just broken. They are broken men. Just where does my team play Leamington on Saturday? Who is your team? Hughesy's in. Oof. Oof. Are we going to see the Cobblers versus Posh next season? Cobblers coming up again. Ugh. I mean, it will be quite nice to have Posh in the same division as Cambridge, Cobblers. Lincoln are still knocking around in there as well, aren't they? Seems unlikely that Luton or Notts County will be joining the fun. Just trying to think of all the most fun away days as a Posh fan. Well, that is some nice form to start today's stream. And at the moment, we are back up to second in the table. Armani Gilks still right up there as one of the best players in the division. And an inexplicable career this man is having. At the start of well, at the end of every season, I plan to get rid of him. And somehow he just lingers around. Second choice left back in my mind. And by like October time, he's starting again. And he's great again. Just what he does. Delicious. Delicious beverage. And let's just move with the flow, boys and girls. Come on now. Dance to the music. Oh, poor old Gilks, he's tired. Bless his cotton socks. Go on then, have a rest for a week. You'll be fine. Week's rest. What a lazy boy. Big meaty strikers must hate going to Forest Green. I'm sure they love the delicious vegan pie that they do there. Who do I see as Posh's main rivals? Northampton and Cambridge. I'm midway between the two generations. People older than me would say Northampton. People younger than me would say Cambridge. For me, they're pretty much equal. Next network games tomorrow. Back to normal time, 7 p.m. The 7 o'clock kickoff. Duvet's scored his first international goal. Hey, good old Duvet. We're making him a star. At least Northampton will be a close away day. Yeah, I ain't going to the rotten old Sabutio Stadium. Try to avoid going into Northampton as much as possible. Although we might be moving closer that way when we move. Several of the houses, basically, we could drastically move in one of two directions. We like the north side of Leicester, but we also like Rushden, that kind of area. So I'm not sure where we're going to be moving to. We are now able, well, I say we are now able to. I haven't actually done my accounts yet. It's the 6th of April today. But at some point, realistically, probably not until we're back off of our holiday now, I will sit and do my accounts and submit them super early this year so that we can actually get a mortgage approval and get moving house. Have a meeting tomorrow evening to have to be part of the VOD squad for the network game. As things stand, who's the closest team for Nottingham Legend next FM? I don't know. I've been so focused on who might be getting promoted. I need to look at Brackley, probably. They're in Conference South, aren't they? Or Conference North, or whatever Conference North they're in. Probably Brackley. Now looking at a map. I don't know. I think we've exhausted everybody actually nearby. Unless there's some Birmingham team, maybe? A Solihull in Tier 6? Brackley are getting promoted, so it won't be them then. What division is Solihull in? I need to look at the league tables. A lot depends on who comes up. The National League, Solihull. National League North. So who have we got in the National League North? Kidderminster. They're Birmingham, aren't they? Ish. Can't imagine it's Kidderminster. You know what? It might be Kidderminster. Just look at the south. I guess it could be someone who gets promoted. So tier 7 league tables is what we want. So the Northern Premier League. Buxton? Buxton's Derbyshire, isn't it? That's probably further away than Kidderminster. Maybe. We've got the Northern Premier League, the Southern League. Get the advert away. Southern League table. So Southern League Central, is that the... So Southern League Central has got, I mean, it's probably going to be one of the teams promoted from this league. Because Peterborough Sports, Rushden and Diamonds, I mean, if it's either of them, it'll be definitely them. Especially if we move, I mean, we could protect Banbury. Where is Banbury? Banbury is... Oh, yeah, that's Banbury's just the other side of Northampton. So it could be Banbury, it could be Peterborough Sports, it could be Rushden and Diamonds. So it's probably going to be whichever team. Where's Colville? Colville. Because it'll probably just end up being whichever team is promoted from this division. Colville's, yeah, just the other side of Leicester. So Colville's nearby. Rushall Olympic is the furthest away. That's Walsall. So it probably won't be them. But Banbury, Peterborough Sports, Colville Town, or Rushden and Diamonds, any of those four are nearer than anybody currently in the available leagues. If Banbury and Peterborough go up, or I'm not sure which one of them would be closer. Colville and Rushden are probably closer than, depending on where we move. I mean, Colville is literally near the area of Leicester we're looking at to move to, and Rushden's, we could potentially be walking distance from either of those clubs when we move. So either of them might be fun, especially if it's the right one. Banbury have won their league already. Well, at the moment, it's Banbury then, unless somebody closer comes up. I don't know. Like I say, it depends where we live and if it's any of these. But at the moment, I guess Banbury's most likely. Bottom line, it's going to be a difficult non-league legend next year with a newly promoted side. It's going to be different this year because we won't know for sure until, usually we know by May who the starting team's going to be, but we also need to know when and where we're moving house, because there's a scenario where we're still living here. There's a scenario where we're the other side of Leicester. There's a scenario where we're much closer to like Northampton way. Leamington was also newly promoted this year. I don't think they were they? King's Lynn were newly promoted, yeah. I don't think Leamington were. I'm now going to check. What's the easiest way to check? Let me click on Leamington. Yeah, Leamington had been in that league for ages. This has been a bit of a poor match for us after a decent run of form. You've all distracted me with talk of non-league to legend. Ah, what have I just done? I've never seen this before. What the hell is this? What are these match plans? What have I just pressed? What have I done? No, go back to... Oh God, what have I done? No, give me... Where's our actual tactic gone? There it is. Swole Quackers, thank you very much for the sub. Bit of tongue involved. Can't do any harm. Adulting whilst on my lunch, buying bedding and new pillows. I mean, that's a lot of stuff to carry around at lunchtime. Hope you're out for lunch with the car. I had new pillows in 15 years. About time for a change. Wow. Must be like sleeping on an unfolded towel with a 15-year-old pillow. Oh, you're on Amazon. Okay, that makes more sense. I'm going to say, walking down to the shops to buy some pillows, wandering back from your lunch. Yeah, I just got a sack of pillows with me, bunch of bedding. Yeah, why not? The glory of working from home. It's making a lot more sense now. I want a new pillow. I have a brilliant pillow that I got as part of a brand deal a few years ago. It's the best product I think I've ever done a brand deal for, with the exception of NordVPN, of course, who are a beloved stream sponsor, who are great and you should use. But this pillow is brilliant. I can't remember what it's called. I'm trying to find it now. It was off of Amazon, I think. Why does my Amazon not just log in automatically anymore? Pillow. This pillow. But it's not available anymore. I think they did the brand deal with me. Probably that cost them all of their money. And from that moment on, they were finished. But this pillow is the most comfortable pillow I have ever slept on. I don't know why the website's not loading up. I mean, it's literally pictures of pillows. How hard could it be to load the website? What is going on with my internet? There you go. This is the pillow that I've got. It's this one. It is a great pillow. One side of it is soft, one side of it's hard. And it's such a great pillow. I want another one. But alas, they don't exist anymore. So if anyone knows of a pillow that's like that, I am in the market for a new one. Anna wants one. She keeps trying to steal mine. Where's the pillow that you can sit on an egg? Under my bum cheeks. I will hydrate. I was just about to ask how much they are. I don't know. I think they were about £70, so they were expensive. I don't think they're available anywhere anymore. They can't even spell bedding properly on their website. This is the level of company that they were. You can get some beading from them. What is a sleep capsule? The hell is this website? They do foam mattresses as well. Nice. It was good. It is a good pillow, but I can't get another one, which is upsetting. Can you sit on an egg with it? No. What, the egg? Or what, that pillow? No. My egg pillow, you can. But I wouldn't want to sleep on the egg pillow. I could have made this website. I'd like to think anyone here would make a better website than this, because this one is junk. Full of spelling mistakes and pages that don't load properly. I'm pretty sure this is just a table. This is how old it is. They've just created that using tables. Should we look at the mobile version? There you go. That's the mobile version. Wow. What a website. Give me 20 minutes for Squarespace. Exactly. I mean, my website, this was put together in... I did this whilst recording the podcast the other week. It's nothing special, but it's not utterly incompetent. It works the way it's supposed to work. It goes to where it's supposed to go when you click the things that you're supposed to click. And that took less than an hour, probably. So I don't know how a company can get to the point where they're doing YouTube sponsors, throwing money around and making a genuinely good product and can't do a decent website. Yeah, I spelled everything correctly on my website as well. Birchie, thank you very much for 12 months. Which mods are on? Have we got any mods in? Mods! Mods! Hold on. I'm not using the right voice, am I? Mods.
Mods, where are you? Mods? Mods. Are there any mods in?
There you go. They'll help you. We have no mods. Oh, chaos. Chaos ensues. I think that if anything, the last 90 minutes then are proof that we don't need mods. Sack the mods. Down with the mods. Down with the mods. Posture check. There we go. Who needs mods? What did I use to create the website? A Shopify template that I then customized. But then again, if you're making an e-commerce website, why would you not just go to Shopify or Wix or one of those places that does templates that you can put e-commerce websites on? As a Shopify shareholder, I of course use Shopify because they're great. I'm a mod on the Sort It Out SI Discord, but that's all I can offer you. Well, that's no use to me. The reason you're asking for a mod, I guess, is because you've just redeemed the youth player thing. I would suggest just send a DM to Chris or Scotty. They're the two that are most likely to help you out. Beagles was in briefly, wasn't he? Did I see Ben's network game against Spurs? He brought on Conser to go in goal. I had to bring on Jed. I mean, I heard about it at the time. Yeah. You don't need mods for a self-modding community. I mean, it is quite nice that there's 500 people here who can all just behave like humans. We've cultivated a nice little community, clearly. That is... There are plenty of much smaller groups of people on the internet that couldn't possibly behave for this amount of time without someone controlling them. The fact that there's so many of you and you've behaved so nicely shows that we have yeah, we've cultivated something quite nice. On my save in 2030, buy another front three of Haaland, Mbappe, and Adeyemi. Wow. I mean, Man City in non-league legend had Adeyemi and Mbappe for a long time, but no Haaland. We aren't YouTube or Twitter. We're a good community. Yeah. And people say horrible things about Twitch as well. Am I asking you to act out? No. Just don't make me deal with you. Just behave. Just be nice. Sounding like a true teacher. I mean, you can take the teacher out of the school, but you can't take the school out of the, I don't know. We don't even troll about Leamington losses. Exactly. Yeah, you're so well trained, you don't even care what the results in the matches are. You just come here and have a natter with me. It doesn't even matter if I'm not very good at the game. What a time to be alive. What a wonderful group of people. McKay George with a gifted sub as well. Thank you very much. Beautiful stuff. It's been over 30 minutes since a weather report. It is bright sunshine out there now. I do not understand what's gone on today. We just had a Lost style tropical monsoon for 5 minutes, and either side of it's been a lovely day. Matty, thank you for the prime. What's Chris's username? Oh, goodness knows. He changes it so often, doesn't he? Some variation of Editor Chris, I guess. But I couldn't tell you for sure what it is. Come on! Oh, what a finish! What a goal! Oh, you want to look at this from the other angle? I urge you to pay attention to the monitor just for a moment. Then you can get back to work. But this was a football goal. Boing. Lovely. Lovely stuff. Oh, we'll take it. If he'd have missed that, he'd have never played for us again, because it was a tap-in. And it was utterly unnecessary, but was beautiful. What's my opinion on Leamington's ground? It's a nice enough little ground, but it is completely in the middle of nowhere. I guess that does have the upside of it having a really nice, spacious car park, which is good. Should come to Iceland and do a vlog. We have a saying here, if you don't like the weather, wait 5 minutes. I thought it was Mum's gone to Iceland. We might be talking of different places. Come on, Duvet, on you come. Unfortunately, I won't be able to make the Comic-Con in May in London, but I've already reserved my hotel for October. Lovely stuff. Even I'm not that organised. Is it me, or is my audio a bit out of sync? Hello? We do a clap sync and test. Shouldn't be. I've not changed anything. The easy way to tell, we do a clap. Did that look right? No sync issues here. Smashing. Gilks is injured again. It's almost as if he's injured still, and we're just not giving him the opportunity to get himself fit. But it is problematic. I just have to do that. Another football win. What a wonderful thing. Look at this. We're almost at the halfway point of the season. More important than where we are in the league is the fact that we've got a target of 50 points this year to be safe. There you go. Gilks is actually going to get a rest now because he's proper injured. We are like 4 wins away from being safe, which is job done for the season then. TT, lots of numbers. Thank you for the sub. Twitch audio sync has been iffy on PC browsers for me this week, but fine on tablet and phone. Interesting. Twitch has always got some kind of shenanigans in store for us. Talking of Twitch, have TwitchCon tickets gone on sale yet? Because that guy before, whoever it was, someone said something about booking a hotel for October, and it occurred to me, I already have a hotel and flights booked for TwitchCon in July. I don't actually have a ticket to TwitchCon yet. Have they gone on sale? Have I missed them? There's Chris. You might want to check your whispers. I think you've got a whisper from somebody about a player. Hey, Chris. Hey, Chris. Hey, Chris. Guess what we did? We opened a couple of packets of Pokemon cards, believe it or not. Guess what, Chris? Chris, guess what we did? We got my greatest pull ever. It's like a £50 card. We did it in a Twitch stream. So you're going to have to go... When you're editing this, you're going to want to pull that out and make that a TikTok. End of April TwitchCon tickets. Excellent. Does anyone know how much they're going to be? Because I'm a little bit worried they're going to be quite expensive. And then I'm going to have to make a decision whether I actually get a TwitchCon ticket. Because part of me thinks, based on my experience of VidCon and even, I mean, Comic-Con's a little bit different because there's so much in there that I enjoy. But EGX, VidCon, Insomnia, all these places that I go to, I don't necessarily spend a lot of time actually in the events. It's more about being in the area when the event is on. So if TwitchCon tickets are like hundreds of pounds, I might just not bother getting a TwitchCon ticket, especially because Anna's coming. If they're like £200 a ticket, I'm not going to spend £400 on me and Anna both having tickets to an event that we're probably going to be in for an hour. I think it'll just be enough to be in Amsterdam for the weekend and say to go and hang outside TwitchCon and say, look, we're here if anyone wants to see us, and just be around the city while the event's going on is almost enough, I think. Does that mean Chris gets a pay rise? Such a good card. I might start paying him in cards. That might be better. Any chance I could have my player at some stage? You got to remind me at 4 o'clock on a day when I'm not busy. He doesn't want paying in cards. Seems unreasonable. We're back up to second EM, boys and girls. Back in an automatic promotion spot. Premier League, here we come. Imagine Leamington in the Premier League. You can't imagine it. It's absurd. Oh, the money we'd have. The shenanigans we'd have. The relegation we'd have to go through next year. Depends on if you've got a first edition pack lying around. I haven't. Why don't I get happy when I score? Because I'd prefer losing. Really like losing. The honest answer is because I'm 39 and not a pathetic man baby. So I'm not going to sit here and go "Aah!" every time we get a goal against who we playing, Bournemouth. Because I see some streamers do that, and if it's a big game, I'll get excited. But Oh, message from Anna. WTF is the noise. That's the other reason why I don't get too giddy, because I'll get messages like that. Oh dear. I need to take my nasal spray. Excuse me for a moment. Kev just called me a pathetic man baby. Time to go and watch Slough instead. Who is Slough? All the shouting set off a nose attack. It's the CPAP machine has ruined my nose. Someone said apparently it could be a previously unnoticed dust allergy because the machine's pumping air up my nose all night. But if there's any dust on the filter. So it's maybe that. How's the new machine working out? I'm certainly sleeping better already after only 2 nights. I've only had 1 cup of coffee today, and it was at the start of the stream, and I wasn't desperate for coffee. I didn't have a nap yesterday, and I always have a nap. I've not felt tired. I sat here at my desk until like 11:30 last night working and didn't feel tired. Normally I'm tucked up in bed by 10:30. What is going on? Dave's savaging the door by the sounds of it. Is that David Roberts taking a free kick? What is that about? Someone clip the yell. Yeah, I mean, if you want to clip the yell, and I'll put it on the soundboard. Huh? 1 moment, boys and girls. Don't look at my bum, you perverts. They always look at my cleavage when I do something like this. No, I want them to see. I do need a bigger streaming room. That's one of the reasons why we're moving. I'm still trying to convince Anna that we should get the house that has the office next to a toy room. So I'd basically have 2 rooms next to each other on the middle floor. Office, toy room. Be amazing. And still room for Anna to have an office upstairs as well. As long as my stupid kids don't plan on having bedrooms. Selfish children, as they are. They're all nearly adults. They should all go and live somewhere else. She won't go for it because she'd never see me. That's why she will go for it. Basically, the 2 houses we like at the moment, one of them has that set up. The 2 rooms for Kev, which she has agreed to. The other one has a garage that's is it an integrated garage they call it, where the garage is basically part of the house and under the ups, and it's got a door into it, and basically we'd do a garage conversion and make the garage into a big Kev office again. So they're the 2 we're currently looking at, but things change very quickly in all this. Yeah, the one with the 2 Kev rooms does have a dressing room off in between the bedroom and the ensuite. So she'll like that. How many kids do I have? 3. Well, 4 if you count the dog, which you shouldn't. So 3. But only one of them lives with us all the time. The other 2, well, the eldest one is pretty much doing her own thing now. She's 20. And then the youngest one comes here every couple of weeks. She's turning 16 this year. And the middle one lives here all the time, and turns 18 this year. So I'm so old that I'm actually at the point where my kids might be all moving out in the next couple of years. Talking of things we weren't talking about. I was showing you before things that I'd purchased, though. The other thing that I've purchased since the last stream, Again, if you follow me on Twitter, you've already seen this. But Anna said I needed to get a hat for when we go on holiday so I don't get a sunburnt head. So I got this hat. Which, you know, she didn't specify. I think this is an entirely reasonable hat. Hawkeye's my favourite Avenger. So we can walk around Disneyland with me wearing this hat. Look, it's a special edition. It's one of 300. It says one of 300 inside it. It's a new era 5950, one of 300 limited edition hat. I did. I also got a backup hat just in case she didn't allow that one. Which I think this one is probably okay as a backup hat. But this is the one I really want to wear. And I could wear it this way around to be a proper cool dude. And because it's an individually sized one, it doesn't have the loop on the front, so it looks like I'm wearing a bandana. So we can put this back on. Yeah, this is a 3950 for a large-headed folk. But this is the 5950, which, if anything, is actually too big. This is a size 8 5950. This is an extra large 3950, but this one, I hate the flat peak, so I'd want to bend the peak. But it's got little gaps there, which annoy me a little bit. Whereas this one fits perfectly. So this is probably the hat that I'd wear. But she said get a hat and then gave me no further instruction. What was I supposed to do? She knows by now to give me full instructions of what my parameters are before giving me a task. We are second in the league, almost at the halfway point of the season. Amani Gilks is still one of the best players in the division. The media now think we'll survive. We're 21st favourites for promotion now. If anything, this is on her. Exactly. Matt has told me how to fix the focus thing, but I need to fiddle with the settings on the camera to do it. Unfortunately, it'll mean a slightly less blurry background. But apparently I've gone a little bit too over the top on the bokeh in the background, which is all about trying to make the room look bigger than it is. I can basically touch the back wall of the room, which is why I've gone for the blurry background to make it look like there's a bit more space in here. But I have to, if I sacrifice a little bit of that, I'll have a bit more area to move around in, because the problem is the actual depth of field or whatever it is, the area where it maintains focus is really narrow. So if I move ever so slightly too far forward, I fall out of focus. But he's told me how to fiddle with the settings. It'll just be one of the times when Matt has to come over and fix it. No, he's told me what to do. I just haven't done it yet. Did I carry out the cupboard under the stairs? Might as well have done. That bottle tastes weird. How long's that been there? Flu? We'll have no flu here. No more extreme bokeh. No. Very sad. Unless I get an even more expensive lens, but this one was... I'm not really a camera guy, so it upsets me every time I have to buy expensive camera gear, and this lens, I think, was £500 or £600. I'm not buying a £3,000 lens. I don't think I could bring myself to do it. But that would also solve the problem. Right. Dude, it's you. It is indeed me. That is an excellent observation. Text message confirming my Gusto box that I just took delivery of has been delivered. Charlie Shaw has scored 5 goals this season for Eastleigh. That's interesting. Walsh has 7. We don't really have an out-and-out runaway goal scorer guy this year. It's weird that our youth right back who's out on loan is one of the top scorers. Have I watched WrestleMania? I've watched as much of it as I'm going to watch. I was never going to watch the whole thing. I've watched the key matches, which is more than I thought I'd watch. Yes, Walsh is top scorer. Just finished school. I got over 5 stickers. I'm not sure what that means, but good. I watched the entire thing and hate myself for it. I certainly wouldn't watch it live because you wouldn't be able to fast forward over all the video packages then. From what I hear, it was more video packages than wrestling. They said on Wrestling Observer podcast that I think in the first hour, there was something like 12 minutes of wrestling in the first hour. I could not sit through and watch that live. It would break me. Less than a quarter of the show actually being wrestling. I'm thinking of getting Gusto. Is it any good? Things to avoid. And when are you getting a brand deal for a discount? I do have a discount. It's not a brand deal. I just have the normal person discount, which we might even have a command for. Oh, I can't use the chat still. Someone try exclamation mark Gusto in the chat. It's just the normal. There you go. Chris has done it for me. Yeah, it's not like a brand deal or anything. Everyone who's got a Gusto account has the same deal. It just gives you money off your first box and me money off my next box. So if you want to sign up, you can use that. I really like it. I've been using it for 3 years, 4 years. I think it's great. It actually gives us variety of food that's cooked from scratch and is really nice. We rarely get a bad meal out of it. So I highly recommend it. I had a brilliant peanut butter and chili jam cheeseburger for dinner last night, which I acknowledge doesn't sound very healthy. We do usually have the more healthy options, but that just looked too good not to get. I can tell you what's in my box for that's just arrived, so I can pick what I'm going to have for dinner tonight. So my box that's just arrived. This is where I prove I don't really have particularly healthy options, because I'm looking at it thinking, oh, Kev, were you hungry when you selected these ones? Because you have to pick your meals like a month in advance, so it's always a surprise when they come. And I'm a little bit embarrassed to tell you the 4 meals we've got in here now. Spiced chicken ciabatta with herby roast potatoes. That's not too bad. That is, that's not too bad at all. That's only, it's less than a 600 calorie meal. That's not too bad. But then we've got the fiery Marmite glazed chicken burger, which sounds spectacular. That's not very healthy though. We've got salt and pepper chicken breast with egg fried rice, which, to be fair, is quite low calorie. And beef doner with chili sauce and chips. You absolute maniac, Chapman. That's an 800 calorie meal. That's not a very good example. Usually we get at least a couple of more healthy things. Bad, Kev. Right, substitutions. Everyone's tired. They need to get CPAP machines. Sounds like a decent takeaway. Exactly. So we'll have those 4 things over the course of the week, and then just top it up with more sensible stuff. Waffle, thank you very much for 7 months. I am looking forward to this Marmite glazed chicken burger, though. Don't know if Anna's going to be keen, but you tell me something's got a Marmite glaze, I need to try that. I think it's because they always have like guest spots on the menu and promotional menu things. And I think at the moment it is burgers. Their featured stuff, that it's like the month of burgers. So that's why it was the peanut butter and chili jam one last week. Now it's the Marmite chicken burger. I'm looking ahead next week. I've got a Henderson's relish beef burger. So it is the month of burgers, it seems. We originally signed up years ago because they had a Wagamama tie-in for a month. So there was different Wagamama recipes on there all the time for a month, and they were really good. We are fans of Wagamama around these parts. Oh, that's a pass. What's Wagamama? Basically Japanese food, I guess, is, I mean, but not, I imagine it's about as Japanese as our Indian food is Indian. It's Asian-ish, Asian-inspired, I guess. I don't know, how would you, what does Wagamama describe itself as? Hi, Kev, how you doing? Wagamama. I mean, I don't even know how they describe themselves. Menu. There you go. Give you an idea of the stuff Wagamama does. Ramen and stuff. They have over half their menus vegan, which is awesome. They have a really cool vegan menu. I particularly enjoy. We like Bang Bang cauliflower. We like the vegan chili squid, but I'm looking for the mains. Where are the vegan mains? My favourite thing they do is this one. The no duck donburi, which is really, really tasty. Highly recommended. And looking at those ingredients, pretty healthy. That is a healthy meal. That's not even an egg, boys and girls. It's not even an egg. That is good eating. Some of the healthiest fast food out there. Yeah, exactly. Beef ramen and bao buns. The bao buns are good. But I mean, bear in mind, I am a maniac who doesn't know the value of money. Even I look at the buns and think they're quite expensive. They are expensive sandwiches. I'll take Vince Pitt as my player, please. You will not. That's not how it works. Not how it works. Vince Pitt's already established. He's already old, I think. I'll see how old he is. If he's under 18, I might allow it. Well, I think he's someone we signed rather than being a youth teamer. But let me check. We'll have a look. Vince, he's 20 years old. You're not having a 20-year-old who's worth that kind of money. You might as well take Theodros if you're going to take Vince Pitt. He did actually come for our youth team, though, that's quite impressive. Well, Vincey. Got my two 50-card LOLLUJO Mon packs today. I've now bought an Elite Trainer box and 5 packs for the Xbox break. I'm blaming you, Kev. Yep. Sounds about right. Soon, hopefully, I'm nagging several distributors. Soon, hopefully, you'll be able to do all of that on LOLLUJOmon.com. I'm trying to get a distributor for actual Pokemon product so we can sell some sealed product on there as well. I think I mentioned on the stream last week that that Shopify have decided that it's okay, we are allowed to sell Pokemon stuff. So that'd be handy. Be nice for us to be able to sell some sealed product. Anna's loving running their little business. LOLLUJOmon it's Anna. That's Anna's business. She was in there this morning sorting the cards into bundles, doing all the getting them posted out, and doing literally all I do for that business is turn up on camera and smile and talk to you all, and I get to play with Pokemon cards. It's great. When's the next box break? Not this Friday, the Friday after. And that one is close to sold out. I think that's 3 boxes worth of close to sold out as well. And that's the Chilling Rain one, and I'm sure we've put 3 boxes up. So it's going to be busy. I'm just checking how many are left. I know someone bought a load yesterday. We don't have a 4th box, and I can't put a 4th box on. So once this one's sold out, it is sold out. Although the other upcoming ones have still got packs available. So the Chilling Rain one, which is on the 15th of April, there's 16 packs left in stock for that. Out of an original... I mean, there was 3 boxes of 36 that were put up. But we've still got loads left for the next 2. Yeah, we might be completely selling through 3 booster boxes. This is what I'm trying to tell the distributors. Look, we are shifting product, but not making any profit on it at the moment because I'm buying at retail and selling at retail. I'd quite like to be able to buy at wholesale prices and sell at retail, please, so we can make a profit. That would be nice. Is there a chance of any Pokemon Fusion Strike cards going up for a box break? Maybe. I mean, that one's Chilling Rain. Chilling Rain was before Fusion Strike. Battle Styles was before Fusion Strike. Evolving Skies was before Fusion Strike. So, yeah, we're mixing things up a little bit. They're the next 3 we've got announced. The next one will be Astral Radiance after that, because that'll be out by then, I should think. But then there's every chance of Fusion Strike getting put in there. I'd quite like to do an older one at some point as well. Do you know how much of a crossover there is on follows for each of the channels? I would guess that just about everybody who watches the other channel also watches this one. But not many people who watch this one watch that, if that makes sense. I don't think there's many people who are only watching me open Pokemon cards and don't also watch the Football Manager stuff. But there's not actually a way to check for sure. As Kev said to me at Leamington, if it's any consolation, it costs him a lot of money as well. Yeah, exactly. I've spent a fortune on Pokemon cards. So yeah, it might be bankrupting you lot, but don't worry, it is breaking me too. And Anna's there desperately trying to turn it into a business. so that I can feed the addiction without it costing us anything. Logsmead, thank you for 18 months. As long as it doesn't mess with my paycheck, I'm fine with it. You're all right. As long as people keep subbing on here, Chris's kids won't starve. You'll be paying for the new house with Pokemon cards. I mean, I've got so many energy cards, I could probably wallpaper the toilet with energy cards. People have been collecting Pokemon for a long time. What the hell do you do with all these energy cards? Logan Paul bought one from Dubai, I think the only one in the world. I know he bought a £5 million card, didn't he? Over the weekend. Lego Lich, thank you very much for 9 months. Buying Chris's kids a Happy Meal, beautiful. Logan Paul wore it to the ring around his neck. He is a madman. I have like 6k cards in bulk just sitting in boxes. Don't get me wrong, I love that you've subbed, but it just sounds a bit odd. Yeah. That's going to be the next expansion of the business. If we don't get a distributor for sealed product, we're going to gently dip our toes into the waters of buying bulk. Because at the moment, the bundles are just selling my bulk that I've generated. But we've almost sold all of that now. And it's sold quite well. And we're kind of working on a pricing structure for buying bulk that I think would allow us to buy it at a price that is comparable to what shops buy it for, and then sell it at a reasonable price that allows us to make a profit to cover Anna's time for doing it. She's loving it. She loves sorting things. So we might be dipping into that. The only problem is, of course, we'd be doing it remotely, and it would involve people having to send it to us, and it would be on a like by appointment basis. I don't want to get 30,000 cards turn up in one go, and have to pay for them and figure a place to store them, and then slowly sell through them all 50 at a time. So it would be a tentative step into that. I keep explaining to Anna the long-term goal is when YouTube packs in, this is my new goal. I want a hobby shop. I want a shop that's selling the Pokemon cards, the Funko Pops, the wrestling figures, the comic books, video games, all of my things in one shop. That's the long-term plan now. Got to make enough money at YouTube for long enough to be able to do a shop when I'm done. Any chance you need an editor when you set up the hobby shop? I mean, we're a long way in the future, Chris. I'll have long since sacked you before we get the hobby shop, because I'm going to milk YouTube for every penny it's got. Which means there'll come a time when I can't afford to pay you anymore, but can just about afford to pay my own bills. It'll be a bell curve. At the moment, we're still on the way up one side of the bell curve. But when we get over the other side of it, the point where you came on, when we hit that point on the way back down again, that's bye-bye Chris. So keep an eye on views. Can I buy Chris on the shop? Exactly. Oh, did that come in? That looked like that went in. I think that went in. Like I said, I'd like to think we're still not even halfway up one side of it yet. I plan on doing this for another 10 years at least. If YouTube will have me, if you lot will have me, I think I could do this for 10 more years. Oh, that's a lovely through ball. Shame Edwards is achingly, painfully slow. You never know. If that bell curve goes really, really high, Chris, it might be a massive shop that has a set of offices in the back where I carry on making YouTube videos out of, and you have your own little editing suite back there. And then we let the minions run the actual shop out the front, and I just get to help myself to stock for the videos. "10 more years of regularly playing the game, then come back at the start of every new FM to win the first showdown." Yeah, obviously. Yeah, that's realistically at the moment. There's two potential threats to me being able to do this as a job. Threat number one: Football Manager stop making Football Manager. That is the biggest fear that I have. That is, I don't exaggerate here. I'm not belittling the thing I'm comparing it to, but genuinely, that's right up there with finding a lump on my balls. Football Manager announcing that they're not making the game anymore, because that's life-changingly terrifying if they do that. So that's a scary one. Or me doing something ridiculous and getting myself cancelled, like comparing a game not being made to testicular cancer, probably. So please don't stop making the game Sports Interactive. I need you. Replace it with FIFA career mode. I just couldn't. I could not bring myself to do it. It's so boring. It's so very boring. The plan is to have a storefront in an era where storefronts are leaving in droves. Yeah, but hobby shops are different because it would have the. See, I have put thought into this. The shop is basically just as a meeting place for people to hang out and play games and browse through the inventory and do the stuff that I like to do when I go on a toy hunt or go to Forbidden Planet or go to wherever, you know. But the actual money is made online. So it would be a website that's selling stuff all over the world. And then it's a storefront / distribution area. Hobby shops are different because we're nerds, exactly. Hobby shops are a lifestyle, almost like a pub. Yeah, exactly. Stick a coffee machine in there and a freezer full of magnums, you know, popcorn machine, that kind of thing. Make it somewhere where people come and hang out. Get some Games Workshop in there as well. My mate had a hobby / bookshop in the mid-90s. Was a great social place. Exactly. A pizza oven. Yeah, see, you know how it works. My brother owns a cafe. We could collaborate. What's going on here, boys and girls? What's this about? We've fallen back down outside of the top 2 again. I don't care for that run of form at all. How many leagues do I have loaded up? I'm not sure. That many. Why does it feel like there's one missing from the big ones? I don't think there is there? It's a bit weird, Scotland being here. One of these things is not like the others. What on earth are you doing here, Scotland? There's a little place near Asda and Peterborough, but it always felt a bit... You ain't from round here, are you? Whenever I popped in. Yeah, I've been in there. And I remember walking in, and it's because it's quite a small unit, and I've got the one little table by the door. I walked in, and as I walked in, everyone from the table just looking up at me, and it's like, what? That doesn't make me feel very welcome at all. If they stop, another company will make Football Manager. Yeah, but it won't be the same, will it? You need to add Brazil and Argentina for Wonderkids shopping. Yeah, absolutely. We've got that on there. I'm honestly excited for F1 Manager by the creator of Jurassic World and Planet Zoo. See, I like Planet Zoo. I bought Jurassic World because I figured I would like it, but I haven't played it yet. But I have no interest at all in F1. So, kind of rules me out of that one. Thank you for the sub, Homer. 12 months. Lovely. And the thing is, that shop, I don't want it to get back to that shop that I'm dissing them, because I'm sure they're a lovely bunch of people. And the fact that they've been open for a gazillion years shows that they are doing the exact business model I'm describing, where they're not selling a lot of money to new people walking through the door. It is that group of people sat at the table where they're making their money from, and it's keeping them afloat. So it's fine that they're a gang, and it's like someone new's just entered the gang. And it's fine, but it's just a bit scary for a new person walking in. True story. Fortnite caused the one and only ever Kev stream swear. Was it on Fortnite? I love you, Kev, but I'm from Stoke, so I'll be rooting for the Potters this time around. I mean, it's an imaginary world in a video game. But just because this bunch of pixels has a similar name to somewhere you relate to in real life, I won't stand for it. No, it's all real. It's not imaginary. I like the idea of F1 Manager, but I don't know how much longevity each game will have, because it's not like you can start at non-league F1 and work your way up through the leagues. Yeah, that is a good point. Traffic news. Traffic is surprisingly light. I do need to move the car around the front. I hope that there is a space outside the front of my house at the moment. I need to move the car around there because Dave did a poo on the back seat. So Anna needs to get out there with the I don't know what you use to clean up poo from a car seat. I don't know, whatever tool. I assume that's the motion you use. I don't know. She needs to make the poo go away. I mean, I've got the lumps out. I'm not a monster. Anyone remember Adidas Soccer? I do not remember Adidas Soccer. Oh, that's a lovely goal. I think he's offside. I hope he's offside. Referee, was he offside? Good, he was. A lovely finish, though. This is the kind of goal, it feels a little bit harsh to rule them offside, because they're such good goals, they should be allowed to stand regardless. All right. What they really need is a really good wrestling manager game. I know they've got Total Extreme Wrestling, which I loved until the most recent one, and they've broken it. It's not the same anymore. And Curty made me download Pro Wrestling Sim, which I've downloaded and haven't played yet, so maybe that's the one. But if someone like Sports Interactive could make a proper wrestling management game, GM mode is pretty good. But GM mode's only... Someone told me it was really short. It was like 9 months long. And that still doesn't give you loads of longevity if it's already WWE level. I like the idea of being able to do a non-League to Legend style save where I start my own promotion and end up the biggest wrestling company in the world. But the game isn't strong enough to support it at the moment, which is upsetting. I'd be all over that if someone ever made that properly. What's the stadium situation? We're now playing in Solihull. So we still haven't made it back to Leamington. We've not played in Leamington in about 10 years. Best football game ever is Sensible World of Soccer. I did enjoy Sensible World of Soccer European Championship Edition back in the day. That had a 20-year career mode on it, didn't it? I remember hitting the maximum on that a few times. It's no Football Manager, though. Yeah, that's the thing about the wrestling management games at the moment. They are incredibly time consuming. And the way I play Total Extreme Wrestling is not conducive to content, because I basically sit there with a massive spreadsheet and go pay-per-view to pay-per-view, planning everything out on a spreadsheet, and I'll spend hours doing it. Anna will come in sometimes and I'll have a big spreadsheet open and she'll be like, oh, okay, you're doing that. I'll leave you until tomorrow. Because I'll just spend like 8 hours straight planning 3 months of wrestling every moment. And then the actual gameplay is me just copying from my spreadsheet into the stuff and then pressing submit and having the game tell me how well received stuff was. So the actual creativity and fun is all happening outside of the game. And then the actual bit on the game itself, because there's no real graphical element to it, is rubbish. So it just doesn't make for good content. I tried to make Total Extreme Wrestling content and it wasn't very good. Premier Manager 1, 2, and 3 were good. As it's like, I remember, yeah, Premier Manager I used to play. Premier Manager 3, I think it was on the Mega Drive. I played that for hours back before we had a PC. Does that match up right? We might have already had the PC. We had the PC in time for Championship Manager 2. Before that, it was the Spectrum of Kenny Dalglish Soccer Manager and the Mega Drive where I had Sensible Soccer, I think. Or was that might have been on the PC, actually. And Premier Manager was definitely... And Theme Park was the other thing on the Mega Drive I played a lot of. People look back on them. I've got the Mega Drive mini console thing they made a few years ago. I've got it here. Hold on. So I loved my Mega Drive as a kid. So I was really excited to get one of these when they released them a few years ago. But you'll notice it's still sealed in its box because I looked through the games on the back of it. And I'm sure these were all classics, but they're not indicative of what my Mega Drive experience was. Because it's all stuff like, I don't know, Phantasy Star, Shinobi, Streets of Rage, Sonic the Hedgehog. Just loads of stuff that... I mean, where's Theme Park? Where's Premier Manager? Where's the stuff I played? Not on there is where it is. I was always a special kind of person. Showing your age, talking about Premier Manager, only people in their 30s will know that. Well, that covers almost all of you, I imagine, so we're all right. Those games you said are literally the biggest Mega Drive games. Yeah, but I never played any of them. Because I never had them. Because, I mean, it's not like... My parents were not gamers at all. And it's not like I would regularly get loads of games. I would get games twice a year. I'd get 1, maybe 2 at Christmas. And then 1 for my birthday in July. So at the absolute most, I was getting 3 games a year. As a kid. And so I would pick the ones that looked interesting to me. So Premier Manager looked interesting to me. Theme Park looked interesting to me. I'm not going to buy something called Streets of Rage. What's interesting about that? We didn't have YouTube to go and... Oh, old man rant. How would I know that was good? Answer, I didn't. We didn't go to arcades. I didn't really get wrestling magazines. So, yeah, I just got the ones that were about stuff I was already interested in. You'd read reviews in magazines. You'd get Games Master. I didn't. You only had the cover and the back of the box. Yeah, exactly. All my magazine money was spent on comics as a kid. If I had the choice between the Beano or a video game magazine, I'm getting the Beano. Or the Dandy, or Beezer, or Topper. Or if we went somewhere really extravagant, they might have a Batman or a Spider-Man or something. Streets of Rage was my favourite game for the Mega Drive. See, I don't think I've ever played Streets of Rage. I'm aware of it now as an adult. But I don't think I ever played it. I've probably given it a few minutes as a grown-up on an emulator or something. But it doesn't really appeal to me. I remember vividly getting Play magazine when it announced all the cars in GT2. See, by the time all that was happening, I was an adult. I hate you all. Colonization was the first game I bought. Oh, see, that's... I don't think I discovered Sid Meier, however you say his name. I think it was Civilization 3 was the first of his games that I played. It came bundled with the first PC I ever bought myself. So this would have been early 2000s, I guess. Does this timeline add up? Could have been late 90s, was probably early 2000s. When did Civilization 3 come out? Civilization 3 was released in... No, that's the wrong one. Why is it just showing me Civilization? I want 3. How is this so hard? Civilization 3 was released in 2001. Yeah, that adds up perfectly. So that was with my first PC that I ever had. And that was the only game other than Football Manager or Championship Manager at the time, the only game that could ever make me pull an all-nighter. Civilization Revolution was the first game I got 1,000 gamer points on Xbox 360. I loved CivRev because it was a dumbed down version of Civilization. The closest they ever got to that, again, was I think they had, it was either on the Switch or the Vita. They had a similarly dumbed down version that worked really well. It might have even been on the iPad. There was a handheld version 5 years ago or so that was also much simpler, because as much as I love Civilization, I don't have the time to sit and play it for a gazillion hours. Whereas Civilization Revolution, you could play it in one evening. I remember they used to, I think it was every Sunday night, they'd put a specific scenario map out on a Sunday night that you had to do. And then you'd compete with people for a high score on this scenario map. And I'd be on there every Sunday night on CivRev on the Xbox 360. But I haven't touched Civilization for a long time. It was the iPad version, was it? There we go. Most of the Civilization I've played in the last 5 years has probably been on the Switch or the iPad. My first exposure to any of the Civ games when you played them on here or YouTube, and I went and bought it a week later. Well, there you go then. I've played it on here a bit, apparently. I don't even remember doing that. That does sound like the sort of thing I'd do. I want to play it right now. This is becoming a Civilization stream. It's not, because we could be about to get promoted to the Premier League, so we should probably do that. But I do like a bit of Civilization. I tried to edit those streams. It was hard. Did you, by golly? Civ's on the Switch now. It is. It's been out for a few years. It's the full PC version. It runs a bit slow. It certainly once you get like a couple of hundred turns in, it chugs a little bit. And I've never felt the Switch get so hot as it does when you're playing it on the Switch. But it is the full PC version is on the Switch, which is, to me, a very impressive technological feat. The fact that you can have that and Diablo running on the Switch, having those kind of games on there, it's insane how good the Switch is now. What about SimCity? I never played the originals. I'm one of the few people who liked the remake a few years ago that everyone hated. Never really got into City Skylines because I felt it needed a tutorial. It didn't hold my hand through what to do easy enough, and I didn't have time to learn it. And because I'd never played SimCity as a kid, I didn't really instinctively know what I was doing. Whereas the EA version, the remake from a few years ago, was really straightforward, and I enjoyed it. The fact that The Witcher runs on the Switch is mind-baffling. It's in my extensive Switch collection. I've not really played very much of it. I've never really got into the Witcher games. I've played more Gwent than I have any of the actual Witcher games. What about Roller Coaster Tycoon? I was a theme park man. Never played Roller Coaster Tycoon. Never played Age of Empires. Sim Hospital. Do you mean Theme Hospital, or was there a Sim Hospital as well? Theme Hospital I played a lot of. Because I want to get into City Skylines, but I've heard you need a few mods for a good experience. Is that so? I don't have the time for it. Right. Yeah, Theme Hospital was great. 2 Point Hospital that came out a few years ago is also great if you like Theme Hospital and never played 2 Point Hospital. It's the spiritual successor to Theme Hospital, and they've got 2 Point Academy is coming out soon, which is the same concept but in a school/university type thing, I guess. I will be all over that. Love those games. I completely avoided Gwent in my first Witcher 3 playthrough. Tried it my second, I was addicted as it was excellent. Yeah, I loved Gwent. 2 Point Campus, I thought it was 2 Point. Yeah, 2 Point Campus makes more sense. I don't know why I had Academy in my mind. Right, come on then. Let's do a football. 2 Point Campus is on Game Pass day one, is it? In my mind, that's going to be something I play on the Steam Deck, as and when I actually get that. We are now officially in my pre-order window, I think, for that. I haven't done my weekly Steam Deck checkup. There we go. We are in the launch window for Kev. April to June 2022. Give me a Steam Deck. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Feels like something I want to play on that. It's what I've been doing for the last 6 months or so, ever since that was announced. Any indie games or things that I feel that the sort of thing I would have ordinarily got on the Switch, I've been like, in my head, it's like, no, I'm going to play that on the Steam Deck. 2 Point Campus is out in August. Yeah, I'll get that on Steam and play it on the Steam Deck. Never got into Prison Architect or Rimworld. Never played Rimworld. Did enjoy Prison Architect, though. Why are we losing so many football matches? Tarkov, Daisy, they're both shooty things, aren't they? Not interested. Don't really like that kind of thing. I was in game the other day, and I think they mentioned it was on a list of all the games that had been delayed. I don't know. I think simple things I'd still prefer Switch, much less hassle. Obviously, more complex to play on the Steam Deck. I just want an excuse to play on the Steam Deck initially, so I can see how good it is. And then I imagine I'll go back to my default of the Switch. And before that, it was the Vita. I love a good handheld. You should play Disco Elysium. I've got it on the Switch. I think it's on the Switch. I've got it. People have told me about it before. It's one of... I have literally hundreds of games downloaded on different devices that people have told me to play, and they are on my to-do list. And it's just finding the time to play them. I just don't have time to play as many games as I used to and would like to. Which is stupid when you consider what my job is. I literally play games for a living. But because of the nature of how YouTube and Twitch works, you have to really niche down into the ones that people know you for. It would be great fun to fire up a stream and say, right, I'm going to try Disco Elysium today. We're going to give that a play. But if I did that, there'd be 60 people here. It's just not financially viable for me at least, to be a variety streamer. Which is a shame, because I think it would be really fun. I've never played Europa Universalis, no. Never played Dungeon Keeper. Disco Elysium is by far, without competition, the best written video game. Actually, like the writer read a book once. I don't know if I could get on board with you telling me something is the best written video games. There's been some very well written video games over the years. Game Pass still says release 17th of May. Perhaps it's out on perhaps it's exclusive on Game Pass for a bit, a timed exclusive, and then dropping on Steam afterwards, maybe. I think you should play a game called Football Manager. Yeah, exactly. See, it's what I'm good at. It's what I do. How's life in the Championship? We've been doing all right until the last 4 or 5 games. We've hit a rough patch again. So hopefully we're going to start winning again soon. Because we were doing really well at the start of the stream. We were back up to 2nd in the league at one point this afternoon. But now we've lost 4 of our last 5 games 1-0. We're not going to lose this one 1-0. Huzzah! Did I ever try FIFA Manager? No. I never played LMA Manager either. Because once I discovered Championship Manager, I never really needed to look at any other football management games. The only other one I played was Lords of Football, I think, because they sent the podcast years ago, whenever that was. They sent us like 20 review codes. So we all had a play of it and then gave a load of the codes away. After our review and seeing how bad it was, it basically became a punishment that people would get on the podcast. If people really annoyed us, we'd send them a copy of Lords of Football and they'd have to play it as a punishment. I bet the publisher loved that competition. It was a horrible game. After the stream's still going well, it seems to be a lot of people still working from home. Yeah. Or even just working from work. It's pretty easy just to have a stream on in the background, I think. Unless you're like driving a Formula 1 car or performing brain surgery. Most jobs you can have something on a second screen or on in the background on a different browser and just hear me natter away. It certainly fits my schedule better doing afternoon streams. We just tongued it again. Because I get these things called evenings, which I didn't have for years. They're a bit of an exciting novelty. Lords of Football was so fun for an hour. I managed to find a way to cheat the unwinnable matches. It made everything a lot more enjoyable. I just remember that you had the option to take the players down the pub. That was the big thing I remember from Lords of Football. We are thumping Barnsley. Lovely, lovely, lovely. He just needs to wake up earlier tomorrow. I mean, it's a 7 o'clock start, so if he has to wake up early for us, I mean, what time is that in opposite land where he lives? It's like 2 in the afternoon, isn't it? If he's not naturally out of bed by 2 o'clock in the afternoon, that boy needs to see a doctor. I know he's a lazy layabout YouTuber, living the life of a lazy layabout YouTuber, but yeah, he needs to be up before lunch. I mean, at the moment, we don't even have to get up for school for the kids at the moment because it's the Easter holidays, but I still have an 8 o'clock alarm set because I have a job. So I get up at 8 o'clock in the holidays. It's my treat. 7 o'clock on school days. At the moment, 8 a.m. alarm. So I can get on with my work. Yeah, we've done afternoon network games, but even then, if we're starting the network game at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, that's still a 9 a.m. start for him. If he's not ready to start at 9 a.m., he needs to go to bed a little bit earlier. Who's still in bed at 9 a.m? Lazy. This is where you all tell me I'm still in bed at 9 a.m. Go to bed earlier then. Oh, we're in again here. I don't know where this form has come from. Did you ever see a game called Football Glory? No, I've not heard of that one. I wake up at 6:30 a.m. That's more like it. It's a reasonable waking up time. How are Norwich doing here on Earth 2? I think they're still in the Premier League, so they're doing okay. He's a single man in his prime, probably staying up silly times at night. I mean, he's what, 25, 26? I think he can get up for work at that age. Surely. You can set an alarm for 8 o'clock in the morning and get up for work. It's not like he's 19. Working night shifts is a little bit different. Zealand doesn't work night shifts. Age 19, you can get up early too. Come on now. Yeah, but no one does, do they? It's a little bit different. I did. I mean, I had a baby at 19. So, yeah, I was up all hours doing dad things. Perhaps that's why I don't have any perspective on this, because I never had the staying in bed until lunchtime, staying up until 3 a.m, being a young person thing. Wooster's out for 2 weeks. That's not ideal. Someone wants him as well. That's even less ideal. Who wants Wooster? Let's have a little look. Wanted by Blackburn. What league are they in? The Premier League. And I imagine he's from up that way as well as a Manchester United youngster. Sheffield. Basically Blackburn. They're the same place. Favoured club is Barnsley. He started at Barnsley. Okay. They're all the same. I work days and nights. On days I'm up at 5. And on nights I'm in bed for 7 and up for 1 latest. I don't envy anyone working nights. Anna worked nights for the 6 months she was working at the prison. Not the whole time, but she had a week of nights every 4 or 5 weeks. It was horrible. Horrible. I'm very impressed with anyone who can work nights as a long-term thing. I couldn't do it. It broke me just watching her do it. And like having to adjust ever so slightly around her routine. But then I am very much a creature of routine and habit. So any change is bad. Change is bad. It depends. If your job requires it, you wake up early. Exactly. So bottom line, when we tell him he's got to be on at 2 o'clock for the network game, like last week, he should be there because that's his job. That's the summary we got to at the end of that. There's no excuse for being late for a stream if you are a professional streamer. Willie Clark into the first team squad. Hello, Willie. Let's get Willie involved. My grandfather works 4 nights a week. Yikes. I imagine his primary audience isn't awake then, though. I don't know what his audience is. My assumption is the majority of his audience are British or European. I assume it's the same audience the rest of us have. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe he has an enormous American following that haven't drifted over into the rest of our streams inexplicably. I assume most of his viewers are the same viewers that the rest of us have. In that case, they're still in school. Maybe. As part of his audience, I'm European. There you go. 45% from the UK. I don't actually know what my percentage is on Twitch. Shall we have a look? I'm intrigued. I don't actually know how you find out. Channel analytics, probably. So I imagine mine's a much bigger percentage than that. Actually, it's not massively. 64% of my audience on Twitch is UK. So it's not like overwhelmingly different. It's significantly higher. Next biggest is, in fact, I can show you this. I don't need to talk you through it. I can just put it on the screen. So UK at 64%, 6% from the US, and then a variety of European countries, all on 1 to 2% each. Apparently 20% of my viewers also watch Zealand. Is that what that means? 13%. I'm not sure what views from channels means. Is that raids maybe? Or does that mean people who've left someone else's stream and come to my stream? Is that what that means? I'm not sure. Views from outside Twitch. I never really look at this. This is quite interesting. Means Zealand is 20% of my viewers. Would have thought Ireland would be higher. Is Ireland even on there? It is. That is surprising, actually. I'm actually a little bit surprised by Australia as well. I guess timings mean Australia doesn't really work. But compared to YouTube, I think they're quite different. Let's see if I can get a similar thing for YouTube. Without showing you loads of stuff I'm not supposed to show you. This is boring. Tell me this is boring and we'll move on. I get interested by this kind of stuff. There you go. So this is the same stats for YouTube. So on YouTube, 52.5% UK, 9% US, and then Australia at 2.6. Ireland is well down. Do the Irish not like me? What have I done to the Irish? I mean, it is a pretty similar breakdown, actually, comparing the two. So United States, United Kingdom, United States. So Australia, because of the time thing, jumps up there, but then it's the Netherlands. Denmark is high on both. Portugal's lower on YouTube than it is here. Sweden's, it's the countries that speak good English. And then Ireland is low. Ireland is weirdly low on both. Well, there we have it. That's where my viewers come from. Now you know. People using VPNs will ruin the numbers a bit. Yeah, I guess, especially if they're using Exclamation mark NordVPN, as they should be. Although, do people often use a VPN to watch a Twitch stream? I guess they can if they want to. I don't. Been a long-time YouTube watcher and figured I would finally come to one of your streams. Thanks for getting me to Football Manager. You're welcome. Thanks for coming along. Isn't there more people in Yorkshire than Ireland? I don't know. Is that what it is? It's just not many Irish people. Can't speak about all over European, but UK is lower percent-wise because they're probably watching on Twitch as well, whereas US may not be. I always have a random VPN running. You should have a good VPN running. Exclamation mark NordVPN. I got NordVPN over the weekend to watch the South Wales Derby using your code, and it's awesome. There you go, see? Dev's a smart, handsome man. Wonder how it would change if you managed an Irish team. I wonder how the US figures have changed after I did a whole series in the US. I wonder if I can look at those figures historically. Oh, that's a lovely pass. Come along, let's do a football. Lovely. Lovely footballing. Sounds like someone's yelling. Is that Anna? Oh no, it's Anna yelling at Andy, I think. Not like yelling at him, trying to get his attention from 2 floors away. Not what she wants. She's yelling, Andy, are you okay? I wonder if Andy's okay. He did say he was going for a nap. I don't know if he said it to her. He might just be saying that to me. He's not responding. Can I help you, noisy? She just stood outside the office yelling.
You were making normal earlier. So,
Yeah, I was practicing celebrating.
why have you
Because I opened some Pokemon cards. Look, I got this. It's expensive. It's like a £50 card. I should turn that camera off now, though. She raises a good point. Do I plan to manage an MLS team? No. MLS is far too confusing. I left the stream when you were playing Millwall. I've come back from my meeting and you're playing Millwall. There we go. We like playing Millwall. Unless it was a very short meeting, it wouldn't be the same match, I don't think. And I'm impressed that over the length of a meeting, you remembered who we were playing when you left before. Because if you hadn't have said Millwall, I wouldn't have known who we were playing in this match without checking. So I am quite impressed that you remembered that. I don't know who we... anyone know who we played in the last match? I don't know. Don't have a clue. I just did 2 MLS seasons. I think the logic around trades and waivers is broken for the MLS. It's not good. Yeah, that's why we set it up. Ooh. First yawn. Only 1 coffee today, though. I think that is still impressive. The CPAP machine is still working. Usually I yawn more than that. Yeah, that's why we set the American League up to work like the English system, because I've tried playing in the MLS before and it broke my tiny little pea brain. That's poor from Mr. Backup Goalkeeper. Come on, chaps. It'd be nice to end the stream in a playoff position. We can dream a little. Ooh, hit the frame of the goal again. Do, 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 do. Football just doesn't work with the same system as NFL and NHL. I mean, I don't really understand how it works for any of those systems. Any of those games. I guess the whole exploiting college students things for financial gain makes it all work. None of those systems operate the same way either. Wow. Ooh. NCAA players can now actually make some money officially. Problem completely solved. Oh, there you go then. My mistake. I have made a fool of myself. Come on, boys. Let's go and grab a win. Ah. Oh, he's been beaten the same way both times. That's very annoying. What a way to make your debut, getting beaten by the same goal twice. I wonder if he's not suited to playing the sweeper keeper role. I didn't actually check. He's just not very good, I think, is the main thing. That's why he's the backup goalkeeper. We need Wooster back from his phone. If Wooster had played, we'd have won this 1-0. It is such beautiful, bright sunshine out there now. I know we've done a lot of weather today. I cannot believe less than 2 hours ago it was a storm. Weather's nuts. Right, we've probably got time for one more match, which will set us up nicely to hopefully get close to finishing the season on Friday. Maybe. It's been a horrible December. But now, New Year's Day will make it all better. The transfer window's opening. Hooray! It's snowing here. Where's here? You can't be in England. It's snowing, surely. Polar, thank you very much for 14 months. What? Hold on. Mainu's not on loan for the season? How is that a thing that has been allowed to happen? We can already approach to sign him permanently, which I think we'll do. And then I guess we'll just sign him permanently early. That's quite a big miss if he disappears. Sure, as I saw Wooster last night in the National League, seems like he's a keeper. That he is. That he is. Snowing in Norway and Finland. Well, in my narrow little English mind, it always snows in those places. They're basically the North Pole. Have I had any decent youth academy prospects? Not really. Apparently Dave is being very clingy. He did have injections at lunchtime. He's probably just grumpy about it. Come on, what are we waiting for here? Are we just getting that deep into the save that things start to slow down? Because that would upset me. Right. See, none of these are actually 5-star potential anymore. So I'm not desperate to offer them new contracts yet. I'm upset that this my new situation has been allowed to happen. Have we got any money? No. We're probably not even going to be able to sign him permanently. He's just going to disappear and then come back in the summer, which makes me wonder, do we even need him back in the summer? Or will we be fine without him and maybe don't need him because he's 27? I'm second guessing myself. Why didn't I just extend the loan? Because I figured we might as well sign him permanently rather than extending the loan. If we can get him permanently, we want him permanently. But now, obviously, the dates aren't going to match up. So I'm wondering if we withdraw from that. But then if we withdraw from that, he's not going to come back on loan anyway. He'll have a grumpy with us. So I've basically just ballsed it up massively, is what's happened there. Tyler, thank you for 15 months. Hopefully he'll be like dirt cheap to bring in early, the way you can with players you sign on pre-contracts. Hopefully we can bring him in for about £9. That would be the ideal. We've got West Ham in the FA Cup. I don't even remember that draw happening, but one of our most famous moments of the series was against West Ham in the FA Cup. Quite nice to play them again. Should be a decent money spinner as well. It is at home, so not quite the money spinner we would hope for. But if we can hold them to a draw, go back to their place again, we know an away FA Cup game at West Ham is worth about £1.5 million to us. And £1.5 million would be quite handy around about now. We are still a very, 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 very small club in a world where Bournemouth can buy a 21-year-old from Manchester City for more than £20 million. This is not fair. They shouldn't be allowed to sign him. It's not a level playing field. That's why it would be ideal. Oh, hold on. My mouse is about to run out of battery. This is why we want to get promoted this year. Even though we'll come straight back down, we get a year of Premier League money and then parachute payments, which will allow us to compete and then go back up again properly. If we don't go up this year, we're going to get stuck in this league for 5 years or so. It's very much mirroring what happened when we first got into the National League. First season, we were really good, finished third. But then because we didn't go up that year, we had to wait forever. And I think we might find that we're in that situation this year. If we don't go up this year, we're going to be stuck here for a while. But it would be quite a nice way to break the playoff curse, to win the playoffs at the last possible opportunity in the save. That would be nice. Win the playoffs to get into the Premier League. The richest game in football. Right, we're going to play this Reading game and then we will wrap up the stream for the day. We've got Non-Need to Legend coming out at 4 o'clock on YouTube, as usual, where you'll get to find out if and how the situation that I got myself into has or hasn't been resolved. Deliberately trying to leave no spoilers there. Tomorrow, of course, we've got the network game, 7 o'clock tomorrow night, with Dr. Ben, Zealand, and Work the Jack. Tomorrow night, 7 o'clock. And then I'll be back here Friday afternoon, same sort of time again, 1-ish. Basically, I say 1-ish. What I mean is I stop working to have my lunch at 12, and then when I'm done and I've had a poo and made a coffee, I come and start streaming. So usually about 12:45. So 1-ish on Friday. We'll try and get through most of the rest of this season, because I'd quite like to do that. That would be quite cool to see where we end up. Oh, that's good football. That completely confuddled all of our defenders there. Come on, boys. We need a win. We need to keep in this promotion race. The hunt for the Premier League. That's a terrible pass. Oh, we let him in here. Oh, that's lovely defending. Good old Godwin. We love Godwin. Do I have a poo then a coffee or the other way around? Or are you poo, coffee, and have a poo? What an excellent question. These are questions people should be asking. I guess I make the coffee and then take it with me to the toilet and drink it on the toilet. Cut out the middleman. What's the schedule looking like for next week? Chaotic as ever. Should we have a look? Should we? I think I'll be streaming as much as I can, but there's always stuff coming up because of all the stuff we've got going on with Andy at the moment. So at the moment, next stream is looking reasonably clear of appointments. We just have one meeting for Andy on the Tuesday. So at the moment, we'll be streaming every day apart from Tuesday. That being said, Friday's Good Friday. So I don't know why that would stop me from streaming. It probably won't, unless Anna's got some kind of plan for me to do something. Question. Who the hell is Conway? Because he's not Wooster or the guy who had the disastrous debut in the last game. So who the hell is this guy that I've got in goal and has just been beaten from range? Philip Conway. Well, there you go. Consecutive goalkeeper debuts. That's the spirit. All right. Football. What's going on out there? Has she got a parcel? Oh, he made a football save. Lovely. So he's already better than the other guy. These goalkeepers are not Wooster, are they? Oh, my word. Come on, we need football. Do a football. We seem to have lost all the sting out of our attack through having to change the goalkeeper, which is a bit of an odd one, really. Not really sure why that would happen. We need some sting. Give me some sting. Can we demand more? We'll demand more sting, please. That should be an option. What is going on out there? There's people walking back and forth across my window, and I don't know why. I need Anna to explain the situation. What the hell is he doing out there? Maybe we shouldn't have these kids playing as sweeper keepers. Throughout the cycle this year, who's been the most important keeper, Wooster or Hoyenhall? Silver, maybe? The best goalkeeper in the world. I've been blessed with brilliant goalkeepers throughout FM22. Apart from the network game where I've still got Jordan Pickford. But Hoyenhall, Wooster and Silver have all been great. I had Frenchie, of course. Go on, play him in. Oh, how has he not played him in there? Oh, that's very, very frustrating. That should have been a goal there. I guess Hoy and Hal just for awesomeness and longevity. Silver's obviously the best of the three. But Hoy and Hal just for being brilliant. From the performance against Bayern Munich back in the Bundesliga so long ago to all the great stuff he did. Now we know Kev won the semi-final on penalties and Silver saved tons. I mean, there's not a chance I'm going to remember that if that did happen. I don't remember stuff like, oh, this goalkeeper's pathetic. Silver is the best goalkeeper in the world. I believe I keep saying that in videos. Am I forgetting the legend that it's Citizen? Yes, deliberately. Citizen cost me a showdown. I've never had one player single-handedly cost me a showdown before the way he did. I would have won that showdown with any other goalkeeper. If I'd have had Frenchie in goal, I'd have won that showdown. Come on, Godwin. We need a goal here. Do you want to get a wriggle on? Standing there not knowing where to pass the thing. Let's do a football, shall we? Mainu, possibly his final contribution to Leamington, plays Dector in. Beautiful. We are running out of time. I've just seen the time. Goodness me. Can we get a move on? Can we get a move on, please? There we go. Right, we will wrap things up there, boys and girls. Because Non-League to Legend is about to start. Enjoy that. Enjoy that. And I'll see you back here tomorrow for the network game. Thank you very much for watching. Toodle pip. Bye-bye.